Hi, I'm Ashley, and welcome to the Healthy Food First Summer Produce Box. Today we're going to talk about a few items in your summer box that you can prepare, starting with our sweet potatoes here, which is typically down here at the bottom. So if you notice, our sweet potatoes are rugged and sometimes they come with a little bit of debris and dirt on them, which is absolutely fine because they grow in the ground. But one thing that you want to keep in mind when storing these items is you want to keep these in a cool, dry place. And the reason being is moisture is not very good for these types of root vegetables, especially if it's going to be in a dark place. You can also store these up to 6 months in your pantry or 2 to 3 months in your fridge. Next, we've got our, let's see here, beets, these red, delicious beets. Nice and plump. Again, these are a root vegetable. And what you want to do is typically you can cut off your leafy greens and leave maybe 1 or 2 inches of the stem on top. And you can prepare these by not washing them right away or until you are ready to prepare them, but store these in your vegetable crisper inside of your refrigerator up to 2 to 3 weeks inside of your fridge or 10 to 12 weeks inside of your freezer. And also, you don't want to just throw those inside of your freezer. You want to put those into a plastic bag or a container and keep them nice and airtight. Next, we've got our turnip roots. Again, another root vegetable. And it's okay if you see some leafy greens on top of here. Again, that's actually just signifying that it comes from a root vegetable. But one thing that you want to be aware of when preparing this vegetable is when it's time to cook it or prepare it, you want to make sure that you clean off any debris that is on the vegetable. And you can actually prepare this in your veggie crisper as well and keep this for 4 to 5 months. So this is a turnip root. Next, we've got our tomatoes. Vine ripened tomatoes, delicious. One thing that you also want to keep in mind when you're getting ready to prepare these is you don't have to store these in a cool, damp, or dark place. You can actually store these right on your shelf. And if it's on your countertop or in your shelf, it naturally ripens. So keeping these tomatoes on the vine allows it to naturally ripen, but it also keeps it at a nice room temperature so it can stay nice and fresh and flavorful. We've got our sweet corn here. Next, we've got our sweet corn. If you know anything about sweet corn, they typically come with a husk. And when you are preparing your sweet corn, it's best to take, if you're going to keep them stored away for a long time, you can keep the husks on, or you can take the husks off and rinse off all of the fine hairs that are typically on here. If you do if you do take off the husk, you want to keep in mind that you can keep these in your fridge for up to 5 to 7 days or inside of your freezer in a container or plastic bag for up to 12 months. Next, we've got our eggs, which can typically come in a carton. And I'm gonna take this off here. As you can see, some fresh eggs. One way that you can actually store these eggs is within the container. You want to keep them in the carton that they came in and placing them into the refrigerator. And these can be stored for 1 to 2 weeks inside of your fridge. Next, we've got our summer squash and zucchini, more specifically yellow squash, green zucchini. Now, the thing about our zucchini is, as you are preparing to cook these items, you want to just simply wash off the outside of these vegetables. And if you are not going to cook them right away, you can actually place these into a plastic bag. Keep it nice and ventilated, and you can store this in a vegetable crisper inside of your fridge, or you can keep them onto your shelf for at least a couple of days. But if you put them into your crisper, you can expect to keep them for about 1 to 2 weeks. And lastly, we've got cabbage. Cabbage, which is a leafy green. Typically, you can prepare this by washing off the surface of your cabbage and putting it into a plastic bag, sticking it into your refrigerator in a vegetable crisper. Because this is a leafy green, you want to keep this green nice and crisp. So putting it in the crisper will allow you to maintain the crispiness of your cabbage. And the good news about this is that once you store it into your crisper, you can keep this for up to 2 months. Once you're ready to prepare the cabbage, you simply just cut this stem part off right here. You can cut down the middle, which we will be preparing in another dish in a later video, and you can wash off the insides of the cabbage. And that covers it. All of the produce items that come into your summer produce box. And in later videos, we're going to show you exactly how to prepare these into delicious meals.